guys, it's Ariana. Welcome back to my channel. So for tonight's video, I am going to be doing an anti-haul. I haven't done an anti-haul in a couple of months now, and I meant to start doing them once a month, but I just get busy with all of the other things that I do. So I am bringing you guys an anti-haul now. So just a couple pieces of information before I get started. My earrings are from the brand Shop Sun & Co, so you can definitely check them out in my description box down below. This is just a CC brand beanie. My eye look that I did tonight is a ColourPop short that will be up on my channel, I think on Wednesday. I think this video is going to go up on Tuesday of this week, so tomorrow, and then my short should go up on Wednesday. So if you are interested in this tutorial, you can definitely check out my short. I'm having a lot of fun making those short form content videos, and they're just really fun. So I'm going to continue doing them. I hope you guys are enjoying them. For tonight's video, we are going to be doing an anti-haul. So I did just go onto Trend Mood's website, and I just kind of went through it and was like, do I want any of this? Do I not want any of this? And then I was like, maybe I should just make an anti-haul video because there's a lot on here that I do not want. So the first thing on here that I want to talk about is from the brand KKW Beauty. So have you guys noticed that KKW's Beauty, so Kim Kardashian's beauty line, all of the palettes and like all of her launches literally look the same. Every single time that Trend Mood posts a new release, I think that I've seen it before. Like I look at it and I'm like, oh, didn't she release this like a month ago? No, it's brand new, but it looks the same. All of her stuff is very boring. It's very supposed to be like wearable makeup, and it's just so fucking boring. It's not colorful at all. It's just, honestly, it's just neutrals upon neutrals upon neutrals, and honestly, I just don't like it. So the new release is the Matte Mauve collection, and it is a pressed powder palette that retails for $45 USD. It also comes with a matte lipstick for $18 each, and then it has a liner, which retail for $12 each, and a blush, which retails for $28 each. So the prices aren't that bad. It's just boring. Honestly, I'm not really interested in any of it. So the blushes are very fair looking. I don't think they would even really show up on my skin tone, and I'm pretty fair, so that right there is an issue. I would say that the palette is incredibly boring. I'm not really into brown eyeshadow, so it's just not something that I would go for. The liners I'm not interested in again, and $18 for lipstick is pretty fair priced. It's just not something that I really need because I have a bunch of lipsticks that I don't really use anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that I don't need this and I'm not gonna buy it. So the next thing is from the brand ColourPop. So ColourPop released their Melrose collection. So the palette is $18. Honestly, the palette is just so fucking boring. And again, similar to KKW's issue, ColourPop releases so much stuff all the time that it literally looks like I've seen this palette 100 fucking times from them. So when they release new products and they're not colorful, they're kind of just boring neutral palettes, I'm pretty sure I've seen it before in all of their other collections that they release like once a week. Honestly, it's just so boring. There's nothing about this palette that at all remotely interests me. It's literally just a neutral palette and super boring. The price for ColourPop is really great. $18 for a palette this size is really awesome. It's just fucking boring. I don't need it. I'm not gonna buy it. The next thing is from the brand Violet Voss. So I only have, I think, 2 palettes from Violet Voss, and honestly, I'm not really impressed with either of them. The shadows blend okay, the pigmentation is okay, but they're not really shadows that I reach for ever. They're pretty boring, to be honest. The recent one that we got is like an olive-based palette, but it only has like one olive tone in it, and it's just like not a palette that I'm at all interested in. So this one is the Cherry eyeshadow palette. So this is the 18 shades for $42. So that's not too bad of a price either. $42 for 18 shades isn't that bad. It's just, I don't really need this palette. Again, this palette's really boring. I've watched a couple of anti-haul videos and they were all talking about how the packaging is just really ugly and how Violet Voss always misses the mark with packaging, and I kind of agree with them. It reminds me of Claire's makeup, and it's just kind of funny. Honestly, this eyeshadow palette is not ugly. The color story is okay. It's just really boring in my opinion, and I'm not into it. So don't need it. Not gonna buy it. The next thing is from the brand Menagerie Cosmetics. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. It is a fruit bat palette, so the Flight Club, and it has a little bat on it and it's holding a bunch of fruit, and I think it's really freaking cute. The palette itself, the packaging is adorable. I love the little bat. The art that's on it is amazing, but the palette itself I'm kind of confused about. It's basically almost a monochromatic palette of purples, but some of the purples in here almost look the exact same. Like it kind of looks like there's duplicates in this palette just from what I'm seeing on my phone screen, and I don't know, I don't really need a full purple palette, especially one like this. It's not something that I need. Like I have purple shadows already in my collection, so I don't need a palette that is just purples. I'm not really into monochromatic palettes. The only monochromatic palette that I actually own is from ColourPop, and it is the Blow and Smoke palette because I didn't have anything in my collection that was even remotely close to that, so that's why I grabbed it. I know a lot of people will like this. I do think that the After Dark color is really pretty and the Mega Bat color is really pretty, but the rest of the palette, I just don't really need it. It's a very pretty palette. It only retails for $38.95, so again, very affordable. Just not something that I need. I do think that the The packaging is freaking cute though. So adorable. The next thing is the Urban Decay Naked Wild West. I don't understand why Urban Decay continues to make naked palettes. I don't get it. I was under the impression that naked palettes were supposed to be like neutral palettes, like everyday makeup palettes, but now they're coming out with like palettes with like bright blue in it, which is not naked at all. I'm not really understanding why Urban Decay continues with this naked theme. The palettes have just gone downhill, in my opinion, with the themes. They're not naked anymore, so like stop using that. We're so tired of it. I've seen so many videos talking about this palette, how everybody is so confused as to why Urban Decay continues to use the naked theme and who the fuck is buying these, because this palette is honestly ugly. I don't like this palette at all. The layout is a standard naked palette, but I don't like the pops of blue in it. It just doesn't really go with the palette, and it doesn't go with the theme. This is supposed to be a Naked Wild West palette, but it doesn't even remotely look like the Wild West to me. Honestly, not something that I'm into. The packaging is really cute. It has like that snake skin packaging, the faux snake skin. I think that's really adorable, and that fits the theme, but the inside of the palette, not really. I don't really think it's that great of a palette. I think it's kind of boring. I wouldn't purchase it. For $49, that's not something that I'm gonna purchase, so don't really need it, not gonna buy it. It's just really odd. I think Urban Decay needs to come out with a different theme, because this is really, really boring now. The next thing is the ColourPop Valentine's Day collection. It includes an eyeshadow palette it has 3 of them, and they retail for $10 each, or you can get the bundle for $27.50, so you get a little bit of a discount if you get the bundle. It comes with 3 blushes, they're $10 each. There's Kiss and Tell, My Type, and Love Me Not. And then there's a heart mirror for $9 and a Soul Body Face and Body Highlight in Pink Truffle Shimmering Dry Oil in Pink Truffle for $10. And then there's also the Fourth Ray Beauty set for $24, and there is a heart face stamp for $8, or you can get the full collection for $114. Honestly, I'm not really into Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day just passed. It was yesterday. We didn't do anything about Valentine's Day. We don't celebrate Valentine's Day, me and my boyfriend. So I'm not really into Valentine's Day, so I don't really fit the hype for these collections that are coming out with all of these cute little hearts and stuff. It's just not really something that I'm into. I think it's kind of silly. It reminds me of Claire's makeup, like I said again earlier in the video. It really reminds me of Claire's makeup. Definitely something I would have bought when I was like a preteen, but as a 27-year-old, not really into it. The palettes are pretty cute. The blushes are really cute as well. I do like the heart packaging, but I wouldn't personally buy it just because of Valentine's Day. Not really something that I'm into. So I'm gonna say that I'm gonna go ahead and pass on this collection. ColourPop releases so many freaking collections every single month that if I miss one, oh darn, I probably missed like a million. The next thing is from the brand Dominic Cosmetics. So they're releasing a transition palette. So it's a neutral palette, and honestly I just don't need it because it's boring. I'm not going to spend $48 for a transition palette of neutrals. It's just I don't really wear neutrals that often, as you guys can tell from my eye look tonight. I really don't touch neutrals. I barely ever do tutorials on neutrals, and the only time that I really wear makeup is when I'm talking to you guys on my channel, filming a video, or going out with my boyfriend. And when I go with my boyfriend or my friends, when it's not a pandemic, it's colorful eyeshadow. So, and I don't wear makeup to work because I work in a shop, so I don't need this. I'm not gonna buy it. It's pretty boring. It kind of reminds me of a dupe for maybe the Jeffree Star Orgy palette though, so if you don't have that palette and you want to pick up a palette that's similar themed, you could go for this one, just because the tones in this palette kind of remind me of the Jeffree Star one. So if you don't want to support Jeffree Star, you can definitely pick up this palette. If you were interested in the Orgy palette, again, if you're just interested in not getting a palette named fucking Orgy and having the artwork all over it be Orgy, go for this palette instead. So the next one is the Pat McGrath Divian Rose #2 collection. This collection is pretty big. So there is the Mothership Divine Rose 2 for $125. There is the Luxe Quad, which is internal den, and it is $58. There is the Skin Fetish Ultra Glow Highlight for $48. There is the Matte Trans Lipstick in Divine Rose for $38. There is the Eye Pencil in Espresso Brown for $28. There's the Permagel Ultra Lip Pencil for $28. There is the Dark Star Mascara for $30. So all of these prices are completely out of my budget. I'm not gonna spend $125 on a freaking eyeshadow palette. I'm not spending $30 on mascara. Are you fucking crazy? Hell no. I'm not gonna spend $38 on lipstick. I'm not gonna spend $48 on highlight or a quad for $58. Like, are you kidding me? No, this is just way too expensive. I know a lot of people really like Pat McGrath's formula and they're diehard fans for Pat McGrath, but I think her brand is way too expensive. I'm not into it. I just don't think makeup should be that expensive. I don't think it should ever cost that much. You're just paying for a name, and I think that is silly. So I'm personally not going to probably buy anything from Pat McGrath path just because I can't afford to. It's just not in my price range or budget. So I just don't feel comfortable spending that kind of money on makeup. It's just not something I'm ever gonna do. So the next thing is from the brand ColourPop. So this was their Animal Crossing collection. So I thought this collection was actually really cute. I think this was a limited edition collection, so I might be late in talking about this in this video. There are a few palettes here. They have these quads that came out and they retail for $12 each. They're really, really cute, but some of them are kind of boring. Like the brown one I would never use. The purple one I probably wouldn't use very often. And then there's like a peachy one I wouldn't use very often. And then again, all of these palettes have a pressed glitter in it, and I don't really go for pressed glitter. I have glitters in my drawer at my desk that I like to use. I like to use just like loose glitter. Eyeshadow palettes that have pressed glitter in it kind of confuse me because you're not supposed to put pressed glitter around your eye area, but it's in an eye palette, so it's like kind of use at your own risk, but it could damage your eyes. So like I just don't really like having glitters in eyeshadow palettes. I think eyeshadow palettes should only ever have shadows in it that can actually go around your immediate eye area safely. So I'm not really into the whole pressed glitters in ColourPop's palettes and all the other palettes that are being released, but I still buy them. It's just use at your own risk, and I'm not really that comfortable at putting glitter around my eyes, so there's that. I think the only palette that I actually would purchase is the mint one, just because the mint one is really cute, but again, you guys know I'm obsessed with blue and green eyeshadow, so that's not a surprise to anybody. So that one retails for $12 for each palette. This whole collection is pretty big actually. Of course it is because it's ColourPop. The whole collection retails for $125. I think this collection is really cute, and they paired up with Nintendo, I guess, for the Animal Crossings, and I think that's really awesome. It's just not something that I'm really interested in, to be honest, because I've never actually played Animal Crossings, so this wasn't a collection that really spoke to me just because I don't play it, so I'm not a diehard fan to run out and grab it. And I also think it was limited edition because ColourPop loves to be limited edition, and I kind of hate that. So the next thing is from Natasha Denona. This is her collection that came out. This is her Mini Love collection. So the Mini Love eyeshadow palette retails for $25, which isn't that bad considering it's Natasha Denona, but again, I'm still not going to pay that price for 5 eyeshadows that are really tiny. The Love Cheek Duo retails for $42, and again, it's just not something that I need. It reminds me of Claire's makeup. It reminds me of dollar store makeup, and it's coming from Natasha Denona, so like it's probably really good. The formula is probably really great, but the packaging looks really cheap, and it looks very plasticky, and it looks like kids makeup, so I don't need it. I'm not going to spend $42 on a cheek duo. No thank you. The lipstick is $25, and I'm just not going to purchase anything. It's out of my budget, and again, it's a theme of Valentine's Day, so I don't really need it. Not really interested, so there's that. So the next thing is a Hershey Kisses collaboration with the brand Atoe. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. This is a collection that is kisses. It's like kiss chocolate hearts and stuff, and I don't need it. It doesn't say on here what the prices of everything are, so again, if I can find it, I'll post it on the screen. But it's a eyeshadow palette. It has milk chocolate, almond chocolate, special dark, 3 liquid lipsticks, brushes, and a makeup pouch, and that's just absolutely hilarious. I don't need it. It's not something that I would want to store ever in my collection. It's very awkwardly shaped. It's a kiss chocolate, so like I just don't need this. This is so stupid. It's a theme makeup, and as you guys know about how I feel about themes, not into it. So the next thing is another theme. It's a Trend Mood Spotlight. So this is the burner phone, and it retails for $39. I don't want a fucking eyeshadow palette that's in a shape of a phone. I don't want to store anything like this. This screams children's makeup to me. I am not a fucking child. I do not need this. This is ridiculous. This is the dumbest looking palette I've ever seen. Color story of the palette is literally just a rainbow palette, but the packaging on it is just so stupid. I don't need a phone in my collection. $39 also is a little bit expensive considering the theme of it. It's very, 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 very cheap looking, and I'm not into that at all. So no thank you. The next thing is from the brand Morphe. So Morphe is coming out with yet another palette, and this palette is actually really cute. It has one side, pretty much the only side that I'm interested in. It has a bunch of pinks and then blues. So the rest of it is neutrals and boring and just shades that I don't need that I already have in my collection. So I do like the mustard yellow shade that's in the palette. The pinks are really cute and the blues are really cute, but I have a pretty large collection now of eyeshadow palettes just because I have BoxyCharm and I buy eyeshadow palettes all the fucking time. So this palette retails for $25. So it is the Sweet Oasis Artistry palette. So $25 is very, very, very inexpensive. Morphe is pretty great when it comes to price points, but a lot of people don't like Morphe, so I can understand why you wouldn't want to purchase this. There's also a 6-piece eye brush set for $20, and there is a mini lip gloss trio for $16. So everything is priced out pretty reasonable. The brushes are really cute. cute. I do like the pink and blue packaging. I do think that this is really cute. It's just not something that I personally need. It's too big of a palette for me to purchase just because I know I wouldn't use over half of the palette, so I'm not gonna buy it. But I do think that the blue side is really cute. The next thing is something that's actually kind of surprising to me. So I really like Melt Cosmetics. Melt Cosmetics makes amazing eyeshadow palettes and I'm obsessed with their color stories, but this just isn't one that I'm actually interested in. So this is the Blueprint collection, and again, like I just said, I have a lot of blue eyeshadows in my collection already, and I don't really need this, especially because I do have the Amore Myrte palette from Melt, so I already have blue eyeshadows from them. I do have a teal in that palette that I already have, and I do have a lot of blue shadows already in my collection, and then the brown side I really wouldn't use, so this isn't a palette that I really need, especially because it's $48. $48 USD to Canadian, retails to be about $60 to $70 plus shipping, and it's just not something that I really need or want to spend right now. So it does come with two liners. So there is the Steel Reflect Gel Liner for $19 and a Slate Ultra Matte Gel Liner for $19. The liners are really cool looking. I might pick up some of the liners if I go into Sephora anytime soon, but I would say that the palette is a definite pass for me. So I do really like Melt Cosmetics formulation, and I do really like their eyeshadows. This just isn't one that I'm interested in, so I'm probably not going to purchase it. Don't really need it, so I'm not going to buy it. So there is a bunch of things that are coming out or have come out recently that are just so stupid. They're just a bunch of themes, and it's just not something that I'm really interested in. I'm not going to purchase makeup just to purchase makeup, and all of those things that I saw on Treadmoon recently that I put in this video were just really fucking dumb to me or way too fucking expensive. Like, what the hell? $125 for an eyeshadow palette? Get real. I'm not paying that. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys do enjoy anti-hauls, please leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you guys are interested in any of the things that I talked about in this video. So of course, if I'm not interested in something, that does not mean that you shouldn't buy it if you want it. It does not mean that you're going to hate it. It just means that I'm not personally interested in it just from looking at Treadmoon's page. But I may change my mind eventually. Sometimes I do end up buying things that I swear I'm never going to purchase, and it is what it is. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below for more content like this, and I will see you guys at the next video. Bye!